What's up, fellow last placers? This is our video for today. We are actually shooting it today, so we're doing it today, I guess. But we are going to give our reaction and have a discussion of pretty much of what we saw yesterday from Horizon Zero Forbidden West. So it's not going to be like a direct reaction. So we're just going to talk about it because we both watched it beforehand. So yeah, we're going to have the video playing so you guys can watch it along with us as we discuss it. So I have Chris with us and he's going to help me, discuss what we saw, the epicness that we saw.
The epicness is right.
Yes. All right. So basically, we both watched this. I watched it today, actually, like a couple of minutes before we got onto this. And Chris also watched it today. And I mean, my first impression was, man, was I happy just to see the game like play because I feel like we've waited long enough to see anything on this game. And if you guys follow the show, you know that all three of us had this as our number two most anticipated game. So just seeing the world and being back in there already had me excited. So I was super excited to see the colors. I did think it was in 30 frames per second. I don't know if a lot of people know that, but that's okay. Like that's not a big deal to me just because we played the last one in 30 frames per second. And as long as they have a performance mode, I think that'd be perfect. But I firmly believe they're showing us, the one that's the most fleshed out so that you don't want to go into any demo or gameplay footage and have like cracks and stuff like that because we know what happens with the internet when that happens. So that was my first impressions when I saw it. What about you, Chris?
I mean, the 30 frames thing to me, I think a lot of games are going to do that because I think it was Borderlands 3 that was trying to show like a 4K 60 frames per second, and we all saw. If you didn't see that, it was like I think it was like 15 minutes of just like it was really awkward. It was just everybody was standing on stage, but the opening looked great. The colors look vibrant. As soon as I saw like the water, I was just like, man, when she goes underwater, I was like, I'm gonna be underwater quite a bit. Like
Well, you see,
I like the sea life. I think it's gonna be as soon as the guy said like, oh yeah, she's able to breathe underwater. You can stay underwater as long as you want. I was like, there's gonna be a lot of stuff underwater. Then I'm assuming.
yeah.
But
Well, and you guys, that's one of my biggest pet peeves is underwater combat. But I hope it's done right because that was the one thing that I was discouraged by. But that's not a flaw to the game. That's just a me personally thing. I do not like underwater combat. I don't like it at all. But again, if anyone can probably get me to like it, it is this game. So I'll give it a pass.
I
for
hope
right
it's
now.
not a lot of underwater things like a lot of underwater combat. I just want to explore. I was already thinking of like I want to see like I know everything's gonna be has to be scary and stuff like that, but I would totally love to see like a mechanical like sea turtle and her grabbing on and you're using the sea turtle go through stuff. That'd be dope. And then seeing a metal shark. There has to be a metal shark somewhere in there because they had a metal what was it, crocodile in the first game, and yeah, man, it looked great to me. I was a little upset at the not upset, like I'm kind of happy that they're doing it, but whenever I saw PS4 and PS5, I was like, great, man, they're afraid to make that full jump
What?
to the go ahead.
Yeah, they definitely had to show. I mean, this is one of those things where I feel like Horizon Zero. This is one of those games that were being made before, like obviously they knew about PS5, but I feel like this is one of those games that they were already planning on making the sequel
Yeah.
to PS4. So like PS5 is the one, which is why I think we saw the PS4 version. I know they said it was a PS5, but I mean, for as smooth as the game ran, I have to believe that it's a PS4 because the smoothness of the game was just so good. Like, you know what I mean? So this is something they've already used. They've already used these mechanics and stuff like that. So I would assume that that's what it was, even if it does say PS5. Now, whether it is or not, I was still impressed with what I saw. I thought the combat looked great. I thought they fixed a lot of her melee abilities. Her melee abilities look a lot smoother than they did in Horizon Zero Dawn, which is obviously meaning we're gonna probably be doing some more melee combat. The thing where she like sticks the electricity on her staff was dope.
Yeah.
The thing when she does when she jumps off of it, and then shoots with the arrow was amazing. Like, so I don't know, it's always hard to tell what we're watching at those when they show things like that, because they're always showing us the best version of it, or whatever the best version is currently of the thing. It's the same thing, pretty much what happened with Cyberpunk, which is where we saw the best version of Cyberpunk, but when everyone else got Cyberpunk, it was
Well,
not
it was
the same
not
version.
that thing. Yeah.
So it is. I'm always skeptical about the state of plays and stuff like that, because you just don't know what version they're playing it on. Now, as a person who has a PS5, I am hoping that that was a PS5 version, because obviously, Chris and I both have it, and it's something that we want to see and actually buy a game on our PS5, and this will be the first game I actually buy. So
Yeah, and to be honest, for Sony, you guys lost. You guys lost the sale a little bit, because I remember Yendi saying he specifically was going to buy a PlayStation 5 for this game. He's probably really excited that it's for the PS4. I don't think he's seen the trailer yet, but when he does and he sees it at the end that it's for PS4, he's going to be super happy about it. But you did lose out on that sale. But I am excited to try to play this game on, because I have a 4K 120 hertz TV, and I'm super excited to see. I'm probably going to be jumping in and out of like performance and quality mode, because whenever Miles Morales came out and I didn't even know about it, I was in quality, excuse me, and everything looked great. Whenever I put it in performance, how smooth it ran and how it looked, I was like, holy, I mean, I'm used to it because I play it on PC, but playing on it on a console, like on my TV in the living room, I'm like, this is game changing. I love this so much. So I can't wait for it. The melee, as you were talking about, looked dope. It looked very smooth, because I remember those times, like whenever you went to go like when something charged at you and you went to go like dodge it, there would be a little bit like of a delay of like the game's like processing like everything that's going on, and then she would move out of the way. So everything looks very smooth. I did like the it looks like they're trying to keep you they don't want the what is it called, what is her chip called on the side?
I don't remember.
Well, her like technical stuff, like it seems like they don't want that to take you out of the game. So I did like when she started climbing, it was just like they just did the lines, like the edges of things you can grab. Yeah, so it was just very, very minimal, and she just grabs on. I was like, oh, I like that, because it's not full on like here, like Mirror's Edge, like this whole pole is red, and that means you can grab it. So I enjoyed that a lot. And then I did get like Brie was laying next to me whenever we were watching it. The thing is called a shield wing. So whenever she jumps up and pops out the shield and she starts floating, I was like, I freaked out.
It was
so
super cool.
Yeah,
I do, like I said, giving her all these features, and this is what you want to see from a sequel, right? You want to see things that like make the character better and make her have different features that make the gameplay change. And from her being able to swim underwater, even though, like I said, I'm not a big fan of underwater stuff, but like that's just cool, because now it's something new she can do, and there's something new to explore there. Now that she has a glider, essentially, she can now glide across things, and it's going to make the game just more impactful. And like I said, I trust Sony with this game. I love the first one, so what I saw was very impressive. The thing that I did not like, that I did not see, was a release date, which kind of is already putting me on the edge, because as we know, E3, Sony's not going to be there. So if we are in May, you know what I mean? And yes, this is a great step into knowing when this game is going to come out. But if we're in May right now, like, and we're not getting a release date and we're almost done with May, I don't know when the next state of play is going to be, but I would assume that the next state of play has to tell us a release date, and I would assume it's going to be in November. Now, what you and I always talk about, well, we talk about on the show, is does Sony want to kind of pretty much delay these games just so more people can have a PS5? Because at the end of the day, it's going to hurt their sales, if they don't. But the fact that this is coming out on PS4 and PS5 doesn't seem like it will hurt their sales as much. But I still want a release date, because I think they're working on the PS5 version, which is why we don't have a release date, because I feel like the PS4 version is done.
Yeah, I feel like they're doing the play of it's always better not to, like, we'd rather just hold on to the date instead of tell people like, hey, it's being delayed. So I feel like they're gonna wait and say like, hey, do you think we can get it out this day? Because if today they came out and said like, hey, it's gonna be November, and as we get close, they're gonna be like, hey, sorry guys, we gotta keep working on it, it's gonna be December. I'm pretty sure the next state of play, they'll want to be specific and be like, hey, unfortunately, like, just to let you guys know, they can play it off and just be like, this is actually going to be like beginning of next year, or, you know, around Christmas, and everybody's gonna be like, oh, okay, because they never actually gave us a date. But yeah, man, I just wanted to know more about, like, what did you think of the game mechanics specific? Like, I'm looking at the little clip now, and I completely forgot about the little hook shot that she does, the grapple. I can't wait to start using that. Like, I was like, man, if you put that in the first game, I would have loved that.
Yeah.
There's so many.
And it's like what I had stated back earlier. It's like I love seeing when they get these new features, because it's cool, because now it does feel like I'm playing a different game, right? Like, I want to be immersed in the world that you made already, but I do want to feel like you're giving us new additions. And between what you just said, the hooking, the swimming, the riding, like all of that stuff looks like it feels fresh, right? So that's what you want from a sequel, and I think what we saw in this gameplay footage is pretty much exactly what you wanted. Like, you want to have all these features where it feels like a brand new game, but you're with the same character that you fell in love with in the first one.
Yeah, I mean, one thing that I know it would kind of break the game, and a lot of people would skip of like what they have on the ground. But I always wondered, like, oh, maybe we'll get to ride a bird at some point, like be able to like take over a bird and just fly. I'm kind of hope so, but at the same time, I'm like, I can see them be like, no, we're keeping you on the ground because there's a lot of stuff here.
No, but I mean, if they did a bird thing, I would assume it would be time based too, right? So it'd be like you're riding it for, like, you know, the max a minute, like, you know what I mean? So it doesn't break their game too much. I don't think it would ever be like something that you have to use to travel. I think you're right in the sense that they want to keep you grounded in that space, but I feel like maybe a boss fight or something like that, they could totally be like, yo, ride this bird for like a minute and then, you know, go into a quick action scene where you have to switch it up and stuff like that. But again, super excited for this game. Besides the thing, you know, I had no issues with it besides not knowing what console it was on. But like I said, that's not a big issue for me because I'll get it on either one. I don't even care at this point. Like, you know what I mean? I don't necessarily need it to be on a PS5. I'm getting it regardless.
I do.
But
I need it to be on the PS5.
I'm getting it regardless, so it doesn't matter to me. But also, my biggest concern, like I said earlier, was the fact that we didn't get a release date. So I do prefer them to take as much time as they need. I just kind of think, like, you know, remember they, like last year, it was all boosting, oh, we're going to get Horizon Zero Dawn this year. We're going to get, you know, God of War this year, and all this stuff that Sony was harping at, and people were like hating on every other console saying, oh, well, you know, they don't have any first party titles. Because remember how many people got upset with Xbox when they were like, oh, we're not going to have a first party until 2022. And now if this game doesn't come out, like, you know what I mean? Sony's going to be in the same exact situation.
The whole year
they just didn't tell us out front. Like, you know what I mean? So I don't know. But again, loved everything I saw. Can't wait to get into that game.
Yeah, I mean, I have nothing more to say. I'm super, super excited. Man, I just can't wait. I really hope we get a release date soon. I mean, we're in that time period though where everything's starting to leak, so, you know, just make sure to keep an eye out for all these random streams.
We're in the E3 seasons.
E3 season. I love this time of year. I get goosebumps, man. I love it. But yeah, I have nothing else to say if you have any more.
All right, yeah. So I mean, we, you know, kept it pretty short on this one, but pretty much this was our reaction. So we will have our show on Tuesday. Come check us out on that. We'll probably have some more leaks. I mean, it's only Friday, and we got a bunch of other stuff. I mean, the Far Cry 6 video just came out. I'm sure we're going to want to talk about that. Sega had a couple of announcements, and it's the weekend, and this is around the time they love to drop new content. So, you know, please check us out on Twitter. We'll have updates when we do some random streams, because around this time we're going to have a bunch of stuff to talk about. So be on the lookout. We might be doing these videos more. We are going to be doing these videos more often. So definitely check us out. Follow us on Twitter, Twitch. We're going to have the link tree on this video, and that's about it for us. So until next time, guys, Fire Team out.